Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Machin Leira online smicha on Chol Hamoed Sukkos. It is definitely kedai to review Inyan and Torah, and especially Inyan from the Rebbe that it's not so known, and perhaps this will enhance our simcha, Siman Simcha Seina B'chlal, and especially if it has to do with the Beis Hamikdosh, Hilchos El Mashiach. The Rebbe in Igros Kodesh, Chelik Beis, page Ches, writes a letter to somebody who discusses with him the fact that where were the Kohanim able to eat in the Shiorei Minchas, whatever they're able to eat from the Mincha. Where did they eat during Chag HaSukkos? Because a sukkah, most of the sukkahs are made out of wood. And we know there's a halacha that says, you learn out from the pasuk, Leisita L'cha Asherah, you learn out that you're not allowed to build any wooden things, wooden structures in the Beis Hamikdosh. Mitzad Leisita L'cha Asherah. So what kind of sukkah was there? Was there a sukkah for the Kohanim to eat? And the person writing to the Rebbe suggested that perhaps it could be because they're not eating regular food. The food that they're getting is mishulchan gavoya. They're getting it from a leftover of a sort of a carbon. So only what regular food, mundane food, what belongs to a person, you don't have to eat in a sukkah. But food that you get, the kohanim gets as an extension from a carbon, mishulchan gavoya, maybe it's potter from the sukkah. And the raya from that is chag HaSukkos tasa lecha. For your personal needs, you have to eat the food in the sukkah. But if it's food that's given to you from heaven, from the karbonis, from the Eibishter, maybe that's potter from a sukkah. And the Rebbe goes on to give 2 or 3, maybe even more different answers, possibilities to how the Kohanim managed. And you have to know that this is also brought in the Ar Sameach and the Rambam. The question is not only about the Kohanim eating. The question is, it says that during Simchas Beis Sheva, everybody danced all night, and they danced, and then they didn't even sleep well, but they did dremel. And the question is, the dry letter of the law, even a snooze, even to sleep, you have to sleep in the sukkah. So all those people who came up there, and they slept for a while, where did they sleep? If al-pidin, you have to sleep in the sukkah. Were there any sukkahs up in the Beis Hamikdosh? So let's review some of the answers the Rebbe suggests. But the Rebbe says this legabi the kohanim eating the shiori mincha. Now, I don't know why the question is specifically about the shiori minchas, or how about the karbonis, the meat that they're allowed to eat. Maybe meat is not considered a suda kavua. I don't know, but the question was addressed the shiori from the mincha. And the Rebbe says, you're basing the issue based on the fact that you're not allowed to build a wooden structure. Okay, but if you look in the Rambam in Hilchos Avodah Zarah, Soif Perek Vav, he gives some criteria when this Isser applies. The Isser only applies with 2 conditions. A, if it's a whole structure made out of wood, and B, if it's a permanent structure. So therefore, if you don't have a wooden structure, if you make it out of a stone, you have no problem. And even if you make it out of wood and it's not kavua, and the Rebbe is mitzayin that the schach is also not made out of wood, so there shouldn't be any problem. There shouldn't be any problem with a structure that could possibly be used as a sukkah, but yet there won't be an isser v'leisita l'cha asherah. Others actually answer that leisita l'cha asherah is if it's more of a permanent thing, but we see throughout the Beis Hamikdosh there were stages that were built for hakel. There were things that don't last are not an issue of leisita l'cha asherah. And here we're having a sukkah only for the days of Sukkos. Then the Rebbe says, second answer, the fact that you're not allowed to be moisif on the structure of the Beis Hamikdosh, that's only if you choose to do it on your own. A person on his own shouldn't build on the walls of the Beis Hamikdosh, because everything about the Beis Hamikdosh was instructed us how it should look. But here's the mitzvah. The mitzvah tells us that we have to build a sukkah. So it's the same Eibishter that told us not to build. He told us not to build or add onto the sukkah, told us that a sukkah, that not onto Beis Hamikdosh, tells us that we need a sukkah. So maybe this is allowed. and therefore you don't have to come up to the next answer. Others answer that the Taka didn't have sukkahs in the Beis Hamikdosh. They had it in the Harabayis. They had it in the Harabayis or the Ezras Noshim. Maybe over there the Isser of Leisita Lacha Asher that doesn't apply. Over there it was done, and that's where they ate. But if it's not a permanent structure, or if it's a structure that even if it's permanent, but it's done based on the instructions of the mitzvah, maybe, says the Rebbe, then you're even allowed to have it in the Beis Hamikdash. Then the Rebbe comes up with another answer, and the Rebbe says that, hold on, the whole mitzvah of Sukkah is Teishvu Ke'ein Taduru. Whatever you usually do in your house, during these period of times, you do it in the Sukkah. No Kohen ever ate the Shiari Mincha in his home, because the Shiari Mincha has to be eaten in a holy place. Since the Shiari Mincha was anyways always eaten in the Azara, not in Beis Dira, and not in your home, so therefore you don't even have to eat it in a Sukkah. You don't even have to eat it in a Sukkah because it's not something that the Chiyuv applies. Now the Panim Yofis actually writes that the Kohanim didn't have to eat because of the Leisita Lecha Asherah, they were exempt. They were able to eat the Shiari Mincha even Chutz LeSukkah. In other places it's brought, and the Minchas Knois he brings, as the Rebbe quotes also, that the walls could have been done by Avanim and not from eights, and then the Isser of Leisita Lecha Asherah would not be. Just a little of a tidbit of what's mentioned in the Igros Kodesh from the Rebbe.